Hello again. This is my fourth Kerbal Space Program mission as part of my first Let's Play. So this is the Kemal 2, the Kerbal Escape and Moon Lander. So this is my second design. It's a lot lighter, a lot less fuel. I'm using the smaller avionics SAS because it makes it wobble a lot less with these bigger thruster vectoring engines. So I want to keep this video as short as I can, so might as well go ahead and launch. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and launch immediately, like a ridiculous amount of wobble, but it's okay. Probably should have used launch tower things. So I'm going to go up again to about 15,000 meters and then start tipping over to the right to about 70 degrees. Coming up towards 15,000. There we go. These outer one's gone now. Pretty quick, I know, but we should see now. It's time to start tilting over now. See how much smoother it is without the SAS on. It doesn't seem to have helped too much this time having the avionics one rather than the normal SAS, but it is a bit better than nothing, I suppose. So hopefully I'll have 2 tanks of fuel to get into a full orbit and have fuel left to get me most of the way towards the moon. I might need to use some of this fuel to get the last leg towards the planet, or towards the moon, I should say. 3, 2, 1, 0. Okay, there we go. Cut the engine and time to start tipping over. I'm going to try and tip over without using any throttle at all. I don't have any RCS again. I should really just put some RCS somewhere on the top of this thing. It might be pretty handy even for landing. I'm going to have to use a little bit of fuel to get me over. And that is going down, so I need to burn it up a little bit so that it doesn't go down as much. So I am approaching my apoapsis still, even at full throttle now, which is a bit daunting again. But I have a lot of fuel here, so hopefully that'll get me into a nice orbit. Push out a bit again. There we go, it's over 70, that's all that matters. And now where is the moon? So we're in an orbit now. It's not circular, but it doesn't have to be because, well, it's close enough to circular actually. I mean, this is about 175, only it's about 25,000 meters out, which isn't too ridiculous. So all I need to do now is go to the moon. So how do I do that? Well, you want to position yourself in the right place so that when you leave the planet, by the time you reach the outer part here, the moon will have come around as well. So the simple way I think of it is that I think of it like a clock face. So I'm going to speed up time a little bit here. I might skip a little bit for you. Okay, so I've gotten to this point here now, and you'll notice that I'm about here, okay, and I've changed using right click and dragging this around. I've basically just oriented it so that if you look at the planet like it's a clock face, I keep my ship, the Kemal 2, at 6 o'clock, and I try to keep the moon at 10 past, so, or 2 o'clock on the clock face. But I kind of remember it like 10 past 6, so minute hand is the moon for 10 past, and then I'm here on the ship for 6. So I guess I'll speed up time a little more just to push us around a little more, so keep us there, and that's getting a bit closer. There we go. So keeping that pretty much straight down from that. That looks like 10 past on the clock. That looks like 6 o'clock. So it's time to flip this whole thing around. So we're a little bit late, but I'm going to go ahead and burn. It's probably messing up my orbit here. We look like we're on the same plane. Oh, shit. There we go. Just keep it as steady as I can. I'm probably going to run out of fuel before I reach then, but I have a bit of fuel in this I can use. So here we go, and there it is, and it's out. And it's gotten us that far, which is, it's okay, you know. It's not too bad. what's going on here. Did I not release? Okay, there we go. And oh, this is really delicate stuff here. Okay, so I'm going to lock that on there and use the fuel from this to continue, if it would fire. Okay, there we go. That scared me. And then by the time we come out, and basically around the time when we hit this line, you'll see that this orbit is going to change because it's going to be under the sphere of influence of the moon. Okay, almost there. And should change soon enough. And bingo, there we go. Oh, it's actually looks like we're gonna already land on the moon there. I'd kind of hoped on orbiting around the moon for a little bit, so I might, when I get to this point, I might change my orbit a little bit so that I am orbiting around it, so I can pick my landing spot, and I will have enough fuel to do that. I've hardly burnt any fuel at all here. I don't know if that's part of the bug, or maybe it'll probably be a little bit more fuel used if that bug wasn't there, but we'll see anyway. So off we go. I've got a big wonky orbit of debris there, but I don't mind. That's probably Camel 1, yeah. And let's see how we do. So as you can see, the moon is coming towards us, and this is our path that we're going to take. We're going to hit this point and then we're going to go backwards because we're getting pulled by the gravity. And I'm going to try and change my orbit now so that I go around the moon. If you wanted to just hit the moon straight away, I could keep burning backwards. So if I wanted to smack right into the moon, I'd do a retro burn. So the one with the X in it, I'd aim towards that and it would put me straight towards it almost. And okay, so how's our plane doing? The plane itself looks quite a bit off, but that's not too big a deal. I'm going to go ahead and aim out a little bit. Let me think. I want to aim out this way a little bit to try and push out that side. So I'm going to take a look here. So there's that light spot and the circle there, light spot and the circle there. Okay, so that's perfect. I'm going to just aim out this way a little bit. Push it out. Let's see what happens. That's about 20,000, 23,000. So I've pushed that out now so that we're not going to crash into the moon, and it's going to be really, really close to the moon. So once I get that close to the moon, so it looks like we're going to crash, hopefully we won't, and slow us down a little bit here. And once I get to the periapsis, the closest point to the moon, I'm going to do a retro burn, and I'm going to pull in this side so it comes right around and connects up to this side, and it'll be an orbit around the moon. A really nice low orbit around the moon. Okay, so almost there. For a second I didn't think I was recording. That scared the hell out of me. Okay, there we go. And turn off SAS. Go into the retro burn position. And okay, I'm going to burn a little bit now. Just a nice gentle burn. Should be enough to handle this. So see it coming around a little bit. It's going to keep coming around and keep coming around, and eventually it'll come all the way around to the point where it attaches to the other side and makes a perfect circle. So this is actually a slingshot maneuver at the moment. If I was to just not if I was to turn off the throttle now, I'd slingshot around and I'd go out this huge big orbit there. But you can see now it's connected to the other side, and I'm just pulling it in now so that I can bring it down to around 20,000 meters as well. So once I've done that, then I'll be able to have a look and see what's on the surface. Because I drifted away from my periapsis, that's gone down to 10,000 meters. That might be way too low. I mean, it looks like there's plenty of clearance there, but I'm kind of afraid that it might smash into a hill or something. So I'm happy with this kind of an orbit. I can look around on a surface. I'm going to come out a little bit and then come back in. But so basically just looking around on the surface, trying to see if you can see any kind of good features that might be worth landing next to. It's always better to look on the sun side because you can always see the detail from the shadows and things like that. But the light will help you see a lot of the things. I have something down there already. So we're going to come in real close now on this side. Really, really close. I don't actually know if we're going to hit or not. Oh, there's the rise of Kerbal. We're going to come in really close. I'm kind of afraid. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. Okay, I'm slowing down. Wow. Well, that's absolutely terrifying, I must say, being this close. Okay, I think we can see what we want to see. I'm going to slow us down. Do you see that little bit of light there? That is the moon arch. Okay, so I'm going to make sure I'm facing my retrograde. And you can see here, I'm going to try and pull in my orbit now. Start up the engines a bit. And it's going to bring this down. I'm going to need to bring it down to about here, and then I'm going to turn it a little bit, bring me up a bit. Just pulling it in, pulling it in. Getting real close now. Don't want to waste all my fuel though. I want to have enough to land and have enough to return home again. So I might just turn it this way a little bit too. See how I'm turning the direction now. So I think I'm pretty happy with where we're going to land. I'm just going to go ahead and turn this way. And turn this right around so it lands down a bit closer. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that. When I'm descending, one of the tips to slowing down is to keep these 3 digits, or these 2 digits if the case may be, lower than the leading digits on your height. So right now I'm too high up, so I might start slowing down or something like that, and then see how that goes. Move a little closer now. So I'm just going to try and keep this as close to this number as possible, and it means that basically I'm not going to crash into the ground when I do that. I'm keeping my cursor over the direction I'm going to head down, because with the green one and with the X in it is basically my trajectory, the direction I'm going, and I want to always face in the center of that as much as I can, because that means I'm going to be slowing down exactly. And once I keep firing over this, it's going to eventually just go right into the center, meaning I'll be dropping straight down, and that's exactly what we want, because then we'll be safely be able to land, because you don't want to be traveling sideways. You might be coming down at only like half a meter per second, but if you're traveling 100 miles an hour sideways, you're going to blow up no matter what. So you can see the rocks on the moon surface now. Okay, I'm a bit too high above my number here, but as long as I know I can bring this below this number before I hit the ground, then I'm going to be fine. It takes a bit of common sense as well. You can kind of see what speed you're falling, but if you can't really judge it, then that's a good way of doing it. So right now I'm keeping it roughly around the same, the leading 2 digits with the digits I have here, and it just means I'm going to be alright.